Hey y'all, we got the one and only Raiden Rush in the building.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
what's good, Raiden Rush?
What's happening, my brother?
Hey man, I just wanted to do this little interview on you, man, so we can let the people in the, in the Spit Your Game community know a little more about you and stuff.
Right, right.
Um where you from and where you currently located?
I'm from Broward County, Florida. Same place, Kodak Black, Extentacion, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different artists, Ace Hood. And I'm reporting from Deerfield right now, Deerfield, Florida.
Uh how long you been doing music?
Man, I've been like a lot of people say I've been doing music my whole life, but I really have, you know what I'm saying? Like my dad and my mother both graduated from Berkeley. You know what I'm saying? My dad graduated as a drummer and my mom graduated as a pianist. So my dad started me on the drums like real early, like when I was like 3. So he had me playing drums from my early age. I kind of stopped when I was about like 11, but that's kind of when I started rapping and making beats around like 11.
Right. So you've been doing this your whole life.
Yeah, man. I started playing drums in the church when I was a jit. And like I said, my dad started me on the drums real early. And that's kind of how I got like, you know what I'm saying, like the whole musical side, you know what I mean?
Right. So after hearing the other artists who joined the spiritual gang community and their talents, how do you feel being an inspiration for the other artists in the spiritual gang community?
Oh man, that shit feels cool as we can cuss, right?
Man, you can say whatever you want, man.
Nah, that shit's cool as fuck, man, cause I always been a Bone fan, you know what I'm saying? And I was in the same boat as all of them they is right now. You feel me? Like just trying to get a shot, trying to start, you know what I'm saying, trying to get to know Bone and all of them and get in, you feel me? Get in where I fit in. And to be on the other side now and then doing these challenges with everybody in the Spit Your Game contest is just cool, you know what I'm saying? Because I know both sides, you feel me? I know the side with me working with Bone, but I also know, you know what I'm saying, how they feel as well. Because I was just in the same boat not too long ago, you feel me?
Right. Um, how do you feel about the support you got from the spiritual gang community?
It's cool, man. It's a lot of I like how it's bringing all of us together. A lot of us is following each other now. You know what I'm saying? We talk, and I think it's a cool little community. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the Bone community.
Right. So I want to talk about the contest and stuff that you enter, man. You started off, with the thugging contest.
Hmm.
You hit the top 16, the top 8, the top 4, and you made it through it. You know. Then you ended up doing the trying to get my money up. You ended up winning that one, executing that whole little contest right there.
Hmm.
How did you feel? You know what I'm saying when when you was up, on your stuff, man. Winning it. How did you feel about winning it?
Oh, it felt great, man. It always feels great to win. You know what I'm saying? I just went my hardest, try to do my thing. You know what I'm saying, and bring the bring that professionalism that I always do. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make sure everything was right from the audio to the mixing to the delivery, the melody, and then the visuals. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a little bit of the advantage on that part because I've been, I direct and I shoot stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I direct, shoot, and edit music videos. I'm sure that you've seen all of the videos and singles I did for Flesh and Bone. I personally directed and shot all the singles so far that I produced. So I just felt like it was a no-brainer. You feel me? Like It's like I got everything at my fingertips. I'm on as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
And
the
I
whoopie whoop.
also felt like it was another way to kind of prove myself to the Bone community, because I still feel like I'm still proving myself to the Bone community. I'm not gonna lie, Bone fans is like one of the harshest critics I've ever came across so far. Like I've done a lot of work with Trick Daddy. I've done a lot of work with a lot of different artists and experienced all their fan bases. And so far out of all of them, like me trying to win over the Bone community is just like it's been real hard for me. And it still is. Like I still see a lot of people hating this and that. More people showing love than not, you know what I'm saying? But I just noticed on the Bone communities, there's a lot of people like on the Facebook pages that they're just never happy, even with the Bone members themselves. There's just always somebody got something to say. But I feel like they're finally coming along to me now. You know what I'm saying? I done put in enough work. They didn't see me and heard me enough times, so now they starting to take me serious.
Right. And the Wooty Woo challenge, man. That was a huge challenge, man. What made you want to do that one?
I mean, for one, that's my official single. You know what I'm saying? I put out a lot of songs, but that's like my first single that I officially, you know what I'm saying, stamped as my official single. So I was like, I really want to go hard with one song, and that was the one that I picked as my official single. And then I also seen like that's the new wave right now, you know what I'm saying, with doing open verses. You know, Yo Gotti kind of started that wave, you know what I'm saying? And I seen how big the reaction was from it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I might as well do one myself and see how it go. Plus I know it it helps with streaming and all that as well, with the whole, you know what I'm saying, all the social media being monetized and shit. I just felt like it made sense for me to do it. And it was kind of an experiment for me. I wanted to see what was gonna come out of it.
Uh, so how did it feel? When you did that album with Flesh.
Oh man, it was a dream come true. Just like before I made that album with Flesh, I was just putting in work for like 7 years up prior to that. 7 years or 8 years prior to me being able to work on the To the Bone Flesh album. I was literally showing up to all the Bone shows here in Florida. Cause like I said, I stay in Florida. I'm in Broward County, Florida. A lot of people think I'm from Miami, but I'm gonna make it clear I'm from Broward County, Florida. I'm born in Broward, paid in day, you know what I'm saying? But every time Bone would come here, I would make sure I show up at the shows, you know what I'm saying, here in Florida, and just try to link up with them boys. And I did that for years. And finally I got in. You know what I'm saying? I got cool with Lazy Bone and Kane first, and that's kind of what opened the doors to me working with Bone and producing on this Flesh and Bone album and producing on Crazy Bone album, the joint Alone in the Crowded Room.
Right.
But
So
yeah, it took years. It took years of me like just linking up, talking to them boys, sending them beats, and then it ended up turning into them hitting me up one day. I got a call from Bone's manager and was like, "Yo, we're in Miami and we just happen to need an engineer. You know what I'm saying? Can you come through with the equipment so Lazy can knock out this feature for a couple of people?" I was like, "Shit, I'll come through." I drove up to South Beach. It's like an hour away from where I'm at. And I just set up shop in the hotel. And that's kind of where everything started. Once I seized that opportunity, that's when we really started, like we really became to know each other, and they locked me in as like that go-to guy when they come here to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to stuff like that, which also gave me the opportunity to engineer Busy Bone. They called me one day when Busy Bone came here to knock out a feature for somebody, and I did the same thing. I linked up with them, I brought this white computer right here, brought my speaker, brought my mic, set up shop, and that's kind of where the relationship started.
right. Uh, so how do you feel about the artists in the Spit Your Game community?
Oh, they killing it, man. There's a few. There's like 4 or 5 of them that's like just killing it. You know what I'm saying? From forgive me if I forget some names here, but there's a lot of them dudes that's doing it. I give props to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But just the names off the top of my head, I gotta definitely shout out Smoke Corleone. I gotta shout out Hitman 504, Greasy Bone, K Quick. Who am I forgetting? Shout out Ant Jones. You know what I'm saying? Ant Jones is a big Bone fan. He actually is the one who put the idea in my head to get Flesh to actually do the To the Bone challenge. But there's a lot of them dudes, man. A lot of them dudes killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anybody out the Spit Show Game contest that you'll be willing to work with?
I'm willing to work with anybody, but especially the winners, you know what I'm saying, that really taking their craft serious. Any of the winners, we already been talking actually, you know what I'm saying, about doing some other things.
Okay. Are you looking forward to, still being an inspiration, and entering more of this upcoming Spit Show Game contest?
I actually decided I'm not gonna do any more of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's better that I sit them out. I already won 2 of them, so I'm like, I'm gonna just sit back and go out with a bang. And I would rather allow the other people, the other hungry artists that's still trying to get a spot, for them to be able to shine. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already an official Bone affiliate. I'm already making music with Bone. I feel like that's the whole goal of all of these artists doing, these upcoming artists doing these challenges, is because they hope that maybe someday they can do a show with Bone, be on stage with them. Maybe someday they can be on their album, or maybe produce for them, or feature on one of their songs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already there. So I figured, it just makes most sense for me in my position that I'm in right now to just kind of sit back, you know what I'm saying, fall back when it comes to that. I actually started on the Heated Heavy. I had like 8 bars ready. I was getting ready to do a whole verse, drop it, do a video, but then I just decided, man, I'm gonna fall back when it comes to that. So I won't be entering any more of the challenges, just because, like I said, I already won 2 of them, and I'm already making music with Bone. So I figured I'll let the other artists have that opportunity.
Right. So you still gonna watch, the Spit Show Games artists?
Yeah, definitely. I try to watch all of them and listen to all of the challenges, and I'm still keeping my ear, you know what I'm saying, to it. And like I said, I follow the Spit Show Game page. I got all the notifications turned on, so I see everything that goes on there, and I'm definitely paying attention.
Right. So I wanted to ask you, like, who's one of the best producers you don't ever work with?
The best producers that I've ever worked with, me. Besides me, I got a chance to work with Scott Storch, and that shit was real, like, just motivating and inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met Storch when I was a jit, when I was probably like 16 years old when I met Storch, and that's kind of who I wanted to be. Like, at that time, like, he really inspired me to want to be a big producer. Like, I'm over there, I'm looking at him with the $5 million diamond chain. He got 5 cars parked outside. This at the Hit Factory in Miami. This is where Scott Storch was working at the time. Man got the Rolls Royce, got the Lambo. He got the $5 million chain. We sit down. He got like 5 diamond rings just laid out on the table. There was like 10 of us in that bitch. So any one of us could have literally like easily just snatched one of the rings off the table. You feel me? But I was there for an opportunity, trying to make something happen. Then he got Paris Hilton and Lil' Kim pulling up because he fucking both of them. It was just like, it was crazy. The man ordered, like, he's like, hey man, bring me 3-4 ounces of weed, and you see the menu right there with all the food. Just give me one of everything. So that I was like, damn, this motherfucker's a boss, man. Like I want, this is what I want to be. And I always wanted to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying, mainly, but I always been into producing, but he's definitely the main producer that inspired me to like really, really go big on the producing tip. Then besides that, I gotta say Beats by the Pound, because I was a huge No Limit fanatic. Like I would buy every No Limit CD there was. As long as I seen the Tank on that CD, I was buying that shit. I'd go to Best Buy every Tuesday and buy me a new No Limit CD. Like I was a huge No Limit fan. So Beats by the Pound definitely inspired me. Then I got into Cash Money, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta say Manny Fresh. And what's funny is once I signed with Trick Daddy, a few years later, once I produced Fuck the Other Side on DJ Khaled album, which was featuring Trick Daddy and our group Dunk Riders, Cash Money ended up signing us. So now I'm over here working at Cash Money, which was also at the Hit Factory. Now I'm over here kicking it with Birdman. I'm chopping it up with Slim. You know what I'm saying? And I got to actually produce tracks from scratch with Manny Fresh, side by side with me and him making beats together. So that shit, that was like a dream come true. Like me being a Cash Money fan to ended up being signed to them and being like I wasn't personally signed to them as an artist, but they signed Trick Daddy's group Dunk Riders, which I was one of the Dunk Riders, and I was the main producer at Dunk Riders. So I was producing everything Trick and Dunk Riders was doing. So that's how I got pulled into the situation with Cash Money. So that definitely inspired me, and then me just peeping out Birdman, peeping out the jewels, the cars. They was actually working on a Millie when I first got over there at Cash Money. They played me a Millie before it was even mixed. A week later, it was like #1 everywhere. Wow. So those are just a couple people that like producer-wise that inspire me. I also got to say Jim Johnson. I'm not talking about Jim Jones. Everybody think I'm talking about Jim Jones when I bring up Jim Johnson. But for all you that don't know who Jim Johnson is, he produced on Beyonce's album. He produced Pitbull's whole entire album. He produced Trick Daddy Let's Go featuring Lil Jon. He produced just a whole bunch of records. And he like kind of put me under his wing and taught me a lot of shit when it comes to producing. I used to be in the studio with him, just peeping out everything he do, just soaking up game. I ain't gonna lie, I ended up I had my MPC on me one day when I was in the studio with him, and I caught him slipping. He had his MPC in there with his drum sounds, and I stole them bitches. I had a floppy disk. I put that shit in his MPC, and I took all his sounds. I took his drums, everything. He ended up finding out. He was like, hey, look, I fought with you. Just make sure my sounds don't get leaked. You got my blessing. You can use them. Just don't give them to nobody else. And I actually used a lot of those drums in the production that I made for Trick Daddy. Like a lot of the joints I did for Trick and Dunk Riders.
Right.
Yeah, and then I got to see Blaze, because Blaze definitely an inspiration as far as the Bone community, him doing all the work he did with Busy. You know what I'm saying? There's too many producers for me to name, but just those would be like some of my top producers that really inspired
me. And who are like, like one of the best, industry artists you don't work with?
Trick Daddy. Because I'm going to say Trick Daddy because he's 100% authentic. Ain't nothing full gazy or flaw about him. Like when he say he a real nigga, he's a real nigga. Like he was like my big brother. Like I signed with Trick when I was like 15 years old. So I was with Trick from the age of like 15 to like 23, 24. So all of them years, like he literally raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like I ate food with him. I chopped it up with him. I went on the road with him. I done got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been through a lot of shit with Trick. And he's just naturally talented. Like he don't even try when it like he's just naturally talented. And what's funny is he don't even like being in the studio. He really don't like making music. Like he rather cook fried food and be cooking fried conch and talking about bitch, I got my pots. Like he enjoys cooking more than he enjoys being in the studio. What's crazy is a lot of people don't know this. I couldn't get Trick to step foot in the studio once. The whole time I was with Trick and Dunk Riders, this man didn't step foot in the studio not once. It was me in there building everything all by myself, making beats, putting hooks together, recording, doing this, that. The whole time I knew Trick, he never stepped in the studio and worked with me. Like I would have to make the tracks, go out in the living room to him. He in the living room watching porno and shit, playing Madden, smoking dirties and smoking boom. Like Trick is, you feel me? I have to come out there with a CD, pull the porn DVD out, and put the beats in the fucking DVD player so he could hear the shit, and then he'll start vibing to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just who Trick is. But
Right.
he's definitely like one of the realest artists that I know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I got a couple.
There's a few more artists too. Like I have to think about it, but just off rip, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just shout out Trick Daddy when it comes to that.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask you a couple more questions before we wrap this interview up, man. Have you had a chance to check out the Lazy Bone, AC the Chemist, Eyes on the Prize album?
Yeah. I listened to the whole entire album the day it came out, and I did that more on some like studying type shit, like because I had just dropped Flesh and Bone album, then they dropped their shit. I'm like, you know what? Let me check that shit out and see what they got going on over there. Cause one thing I always do, I be on the Bone pages on Facebook. I read all the comments. I be snooping around and looking what people be saying and shit, just to understand the minds of the fans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just kind of like peeped it out just to see what was going on, because I can't never make everybody happy for some reason. When it comes to the Bone community, like I said, they such hard critics. It's just crazy. Like I read some of the comments for the stuff that I do for Flesh and shit or Bone, and half of them be like, man, I want to hear that East 9099 authentic Bone shit. And then some people be like, the other half be like, oh, like then when I finally make some East 1999 sounding type shit, the other half of the people like, oh man, that shit sound outdated. We want to hear some new shit. Then when I put some modern sounding type shit together for Flesh, they like, oh man, that shit's whack. That shit sound new. We want some old shit. So it's like I can't never like make them happy. It's like there's always half of the fans that like the shit and half of the fans that don't. So I came up with the idea. I want to do something for Flesh where we make like a double disc CD where we do 6 songs that sound like some East 1999 original old school Bone, and then we do 6 songs that's 2023 Bone. You feel me?
Right.
But that's kind of what made me listen to the Lazy Bone and AC the Chemist joint, just to kind of peep it out. And I from what I heard, it's more on like the modern sound. Like there's a lot of trap beats. You know what I'm saying? When I was producing on Fleshes to the Bone, I was trying to I was trying to please both sides. I was trying to do some joints that sound, you know what I'm saying, old school, but modern at the same time. And then I was just trying to go straight modern. But I altogether, I really fucked with the Lazy Bone. I was impressed. I was pretty impressed with the Lazy Bone, the album that him and AC the Chemist did. And I fuck with AC the Chemist, you know what I'm saying? That's my homie now. We actually did a song, me, him, and Lazy Bone. It ain't released yet, you know what I'm saying? But he produced it. And that shit came out real dope. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm sure they're gonna put it out at some time.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you and AC the Chemist, what y'all gonna end up collabing on some actual beats and stuff?
Nah, we never talked about collabing as like producers, but he respect my work, I respect his work, and we more been talking more like artists on the artist side. Like I said, we just did a song all together. I'm rapping, he's rapping, Lazy Bone, and he produced the joint. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure we're gonna be doing more work though, because we both got a mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I thought I was gonna be talking to. I thought that's who I was gonna be talking to today. I didn't know who was interviewing me today. I just kind of assumed that it was gonna be AC. I was assuming he's the one that runs the Spit Your Game page. But that's the homie.
We're affiliated with them. You know, this was founded, you know, by HC the Chemist and Lazy Bone.
Yeah, man. I fuck with the whole movement, man. You know what I'm saying? I got much respect to Bone and the whole Bone community and all of that. You feel me?
Right.
So you know I had to come through in the interview. Anytime y'all need anything from me, I'm here for y'all.
Man, much love, man.
I sit here for an hour and talk to you. I ain't in no rush, you know what I'm saying? But however long y'all want to run it, it is what it is.
No, cause we're gonna do some, you know, some future interviews with you and stuff, man, too, as far as, you know, how you doing it in the music world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, do you got any advice for these artists in the Spit Your Game community?
Yeah, my main advice is don't rely on music as your main income. Don't rely on this stuff and think that this is going to just change your whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned that the hard way. I've been doing this shit for so long, and I'm nowhere near making it still at this point, just to be completely honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm still fighting for my spot. I done produced on Trick Daddy album. I done produced on DJ Khaled album. I done produced on Plies album. I done produced on Southpaw movie. I done produced on Next Day Air soundtrack. I produced on TV shows like American Dream TV show. I produced on Ace Hood's album. I produced for Benzino, Cash Money, Atlantic Records, featured on a bunch of songs, and I'm still struggling. I'm literally in the streets hustling still. I'm still getting a bag from music, you know what I'm saying? But I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of people, like, a lot of this shit is smoke and mirrors, and a lot of people look at shit like this shit look good from far, but it's far from good, you know what I'm saying? But, and also your life can change, you know what I'm saying, overnight, or it could change with one song. Your life could change in 12 months, you know what I'm saying, fucking with this music. But it all comes down to marketing, you know what I'm saying? These days with social media, you're only gonna go so far as how much money you're putting in behind yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all about consistency. I'm not saying it can't happen, but you got to be 100%, 1000% obsessed with this shit. I eat, sleep, and shit music. I don't have a job. I've never had a job. This is all I've ever done. This is all I've ever known. Every day, every night I wake up, I'm doing music. I'm making beats. I'm rapping. I'm writing. I'm shooting videos. I'm recording people. I'm mixing. I'm mastering. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not easy, but it's also not impossible either, because I'm living off of this shit. I'm a living testimony. I live off of this shit. I don't do nothing else. Am I rich? No, but I'm doing what I love, and I still have room to possibly get to where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like there's too many artists out there these days that are looking for like this magical savior that's gonna come and just give them a deal and change their whole life. It don't work that way. Like, I don't work with so many artists that got signed with major labels. I'm not gonna say what labels or what artists, but I've worked with major labels. I've seen them sign countless artists, and not one of them ever come out. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your grind. You got to make this shit happen. You got to build. It's all about brand these days. Because let's be honest, it's not about skills no more. It really ain't. These labels could give a fuck about how good you can rap. They could give a fuck about how good you make beats. It's all about branding. It's all about numbers. Like, when these labels go to sign you, they're not looking at how good you sound. They don't care. They're looking at how many followers you have, how many streams you have. And it's fucked up, but that's the truth now. You know what I'm saying? It used to be about talent. It's not about talent at all anymore. It's all about branding, and if you're gonna be a good investment. So that's like my number one suggestion for all artists. You know what I'm saying? Do this shit because you love it. Don't do this shit because you think it's gonna change your life, because it might take a very, very, very long time, or it could never happen. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of really, really talented people in this world that nobody ever even gonna know existed. But it all comes down to marketing and it comes to investing in yourself. You'll never lose investing in yourself. I done spent thousands and thousands and thousands investing in myself and in my music, to the point where I just had to do everything on my own. I had to make my own beats. I had to record my shit. I had to learn how to shoot videos, because I was literally going broke doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So just do this shit because you love it, and be consistent, man. Put your all into this shit. Be obsessed, and you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you got 12-inch thick skin, because it's not easy.
Right. And last question. Is there anybody inside the Spit Your Game community and outside the Spit Your Game community you want to give a shout out to?
I mean, first of all, I'm gonna shout out Bone, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Crazy, Lazy, Wish, Flesh, Busy. Shout out Tony B. Shout out Mr. Parker. Shout out AC the Chemist. Shout out all the winners that won, you know what I'm saying, any challenge in the Spit Your Game contest. I love what Spit Your Game contest is doing and what they represent, showing love to upcoming artists. And that's pretty much it. I don't really want to just pick, you know what I'm saying, individuals' names and leave it at that. We're just going to shout out everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, man, it was love having you on, man. And I want to congratulate you on, you know, your challenge, your Wooty Woo challenge, man. I think that one was a hard one, man. I think that was a real hard one, man. It was too many videos on there, man. I still don't think that we didn't even got to all of them yet.
Yeah, we just you know, I picked the winners. I picked 4 winners, and the song is done. I just got to put a final mix on the remix. And we already shot the music video. The music video is shot. I had all of them come down here to Broward County, Florida, and I got all of them in the video. So it's gonna be coming out soon. Shout out to TK Magic from Miami. Shout out to The Question from Louisiana. Shout out to Hitman 504, also from Louisiana, but he stay in Texas. And I think, yeah, actually I picked 3 winners. So it's 4 of us on the record. So shout out to the 3 winners that won the challenge. And y'all stay tuned for the official Woot Woot remix coming soon to all platforms. And I'm gonna be dropping the official video for the remix after I drop the main video. I still gotta drop the main video for the original song. Right. But y'all stay tuned for that. And also me and Blaze, we working on the album right now. We got 2 joints done, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're probably only gonna put maybe like 6 joints on. It's gonna be more like an EP. But I'm producing half of the beats, he's producing half of the beats, and it's both of us rapping on all the songs. So y'all stay tuned for Gold Rush, aka Raiden Rush, and Blaze EP on the way.
Much love, bro. Man, it was nice having you, bro. We'll reach out to you for some updates, man, and we'll go from there, man.
All right, man. I got y'all anytime, man. Anything y'all need, I got y'all. And we're definitely, since you brought up doing a open verse challenge on one of my joints for the Spit Your Game, I'm gonna start talking to Blaze so we can figure out what song me and him are gonna contribute towards doing a challenge on the Spit Your Game.
No doubt. Y'all give it up for Raiden Rush. Much love.
Appreciate you having me. Appreciate y'all having me. Soy sauce, no duck sauce.
Right.
Trapanese.